Welcome to Norway and this evening's 69-kilo final here in the heart of Fjorday, about 2.5 hours drive to the northeast of Bergen, the second city of Norway. And it's been a beautiful day outside, but the concentration here in a pretty packed arena is for this 69-kilo final. Mikhail Breeze and myself, David Goldstrom, ready to take you through this competition, which is very competitive. A 23-kilo spread and made even more competitive by a performance in the B group. This is Dejan Minchev, the older brother of Zlatko, who also is in the competition. Simon Brandhuber for Germany, European under-23 silver medalist 2 seasons ago. And this, the man who won the European silver last year, Vanik Avetisian, 29 years of age from Armenia. Ahmet Okiay, representing Turkey, just 19. He is the youngest of the class. And Artyom Shago of Belarus at 20, another youngster, 10th at the Worlds in Houston just last year. Zlatko Minchev, here is the younger brother, 4th in the under-23 Europeans 2 seasons ago. And as you can see there, a bronze medal in the World Championships for Ismailov of Turkey. Karapetyan, Rostam Karapetyan, 6th in Europe a year ago in Tbilisi. And this man 2 places lower. And this is Salia, Brikan Salia of Albania. And then a bronze medal for Bernardine Kinga Matam in the European Championships in Georgia. And this man who finished 1 place ahead of the Frenchman in the runners-up spot, Sergei Petrov. Well, we're going to take a little break, but when we come back, we'll tell you about 2 very interesting B group.
No matter how hard you try, you can hardly tire Lhasa.
You stay, I go.
Lhasa never tires.
Look up ambition in the dictionary and you'll find this face screaming back at you.
He's a man with a 10-team accumulator. That's why he always backs the underdog to win away and thinks nothing of risking his collarbone.
Idiot.
On shots like this.
Respect. Who wants to score a tap-in anyway? This is the Ladbrokes Life.
So just a minute away from the start of this men's 69-kilo competition, and Mikhail Breeze and myself are really interested in what happened on in the B group earlier today, because a Spaniard, David Sanchez Lopez, posted 2 really interesting scores. He only put in a modest entry total of 310, but he's come up with a snatch of 143 kilos, a clean and jerk of 176 for a total of 318, and that could just push him into the overall medal chase.
Yes, it could. 175 clean and jerk there. He's got a total there, 318. He has actually done a 316 according to his coaches, but decided for whatever reason to put in that modest entry total, which meant he didn't make the A group. But we definitely need to keep an eye on his results, because I'm fairly sure they're going to feature here in the A group.
So they're very much going to feature certainly in the early stages of the snatch, the first of our two disciplines. So just to emphasize at the halfway stage that the man who's in command of this competition at this moment is the Spaniard David Sanchez Lopez. 143, 175 and 318 as the total. And the first man out on the stage now, the first of the Sheff brothers. This is the 32-year-old Dejan Sheff, who was 6th in Europe a couple of seasons ago, and that's the highest placing he's ever achieved in the Europeans. Has a personal best of 140 kilos, so starting 10 kilos below his personal best.
Wobbly standing up, needs to steady himself. The referees won't give him that down signal until his feet are in line and he is under control, which he managed to do in the end.
He weighed in at 68 kilos 56. The heaviest man in the class, Artyom Shagov of Belarus, at 68.80. But very interesting. There's a whole host, Michaela, of athletes in tonight's final who posted openings of 135, 136, and they've got to get to 143. So forget about overall medals just for the moment. I could see this man, if
he's going to be in contention right till the end. I think there's only one lifter that's posted a heavier starting weight than what was lifted in the B group. So we need to keep a very close eye on Sanchez, see if he can contend for a medal.
So from one Sheff to another, this is the younger brother by some 10 years, Zlatko, 4th in the European Under-23 Championships 2 seasons ago.
Well, he's capable of the weight. Just didn't quite execute on that first attempt. Still 2 attempts remaining. Let's have a look, see what happened. Backside lifted slightly, pulled him onto his toes, bar slightly in front, only just. Not too much wrong with that. It's a very fine line between success and failure at this level.
So, Rostam Karapetyan representing Armenia, looking very businesslike, isn't he? Plenty of fire, but that's what we want to see for the man who finished 6th in Europe a year ago. So like so many, also concerned about earning places, Olympic points.
Oh, soft at the bottom. Took his time before standing up. So important to make sure you've got your balance. It's a 4x4 meter platform, and lifters have to stay on the platform.
And this actually only puts him at the moment, Rostam Karapetyan, into 4th place. There are 3 men from the B group, 2 Spaniards, David Lopez, 143, Victor Castro Marino, 138, and Jan Aucouturier of France, 134. And at the moment, they're all ahead of everybody in the A group. So it was a strong B group competition. So Dejan Sheff can't afford to walk about the platform too much. It uses a heck of a lot of energy.
Quick underneath the bar, but did not get the extension as the bar came past his knees. By extension, I'm talking about full hip and knee extension. You want to get as tall as you can, fully extended body position, and here he's a bit short at the hip. And that's cost him. It's cost him a couple of inches in terms of height on the bar.
Yeah, and he's going to be, I predict, the first victim of those men in the B group who produced very good efforts in
I think there's going to be a few lifters in this A group that are going to fall victim of the lifters in the B group.
So Zlatko now. And he's in big trouble.
Well, let me give you some indication here, David. These lifters have posted fairly big totals prior to the competition starting, and that's what's decided who's in the A group and who's in the B group. I've just had a quick look back through the entry totals that have been posted, and the rules stipulate that your starting weights have to add up to within 20 kilos of the total that you post. So these guys have to come out on these weights. They cannot bring the starting weights down. They're only just adding up to within 20 kilos, and that's why we see them struggling at the moment. Gotta love these Nike weightlifting shoes, but they don't half squeak.
So third attempt for Dejan. At least he's got the first attempt in. His brother's really struggling.
Oh, goodness me. Ooh.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, dear.
That really hit him hard on the thoracic spine there, right on top of the shoulders. He's walking a bit gingerly, and it wouldn't surprise me if he's hurt his lower back as a result. A bit of a knock-on effect. Just watch where it lands on top of his shoulders.
Himself in the competition. If he fails this, he cannot make a total. 133 for the third time of asking.
Well, a bit more aggression in that lift. You can see the determination in his face as he took the bar off the platform. It's a good recovery. He's managed to stay in the competition.
Yeah, but it's only put him up to 5th place, so he's got an Armenian, a Frenchman, and 2 Spaniards ahead of him, and he can't do anything about that. And he's going to be pushed further down the order.
Well, that's interesting.
I think he's in trouble, this guy.
He's got lower leg injury. I'd like to see the replay again. I think he's in pain with his back the way he's sat. There we go. That's how. Why is his lower leg giving him trouble? Oh, knee. That's going to be a knee. Really jarred his back and put strain through his knees, hips and ankles. Well, he needs to keep moving rather than seize up. Let's see how he is. He's probably got a good 20 minutes or so before he needs to start warming up for the clean and jerk.
So the bar changing. So we were talking about David Sanchez Lopez. This was his lift here, going for 143 at the third attempt, and he makes this, and this is the leading lift in the B group.
Yes, and that was a personal best. What a time to do it. What a time, what a place. He's put himself in great position now. He can just sit back and watch the A group unfold.
And that's the man they've got to catch. And out for his first attempt here, Ahmed Okyay, representing Turkey, just 19 years of age. Went to the World Championships in Houston last year, where he lifted as a 63-kilo lifter, so he's coming up after the World Championships to this 69-kilo weight.
Well, that was impressive. It sometimes takes a couple of years to really establish yourself and fill out in a heavier weight category. There's a good chance that he was weighing close to 69, even when he was a 62 lifter. Quite clearly having trouble dropping body weight, so decided to make the move up.
European junior champion, more of him in a moment, but Rostam Karapetyan out for his second attempt. He's sitting in 5th place at the moment. 3-kilo increase.
I need to see this from the side to see what went wrong, but clearly put a swing on the bar.
Well, they all would have known, Mikhaila, the performance of the B group, And for some of them, it will have created a huge amount of pressure.
They may or they may not. As an athlete, quite often, you wouldn't look to see what's gone before. You'll just focus on yourself. That's the job of the coaches. You just hope that the coaches don't worry the athletes too much. At the end of the day, these guys can only lift what they're capable of, and you can see there's quite a few failures. So they're clearly lifting to their limits for today. Sanchez of Spain is in a very, very strong commanding position.
Yeah. You know, in fact, I'd be really surprised if he doesn't get a medal. You know, just judging on... Well, I don't know what this man does, but...
He's getting worse and worse every clip we see of him. It's difficult when your team are struggling for points for the Olympics. The pressure is on to try and do something.
Yeah, but actually the Bulgarians, of course, are not qualified for the Olympics. They're actually, as a result of some really poor behaviour by fellow Bulgarian athletes, they've been eliminated from qualification. They will not be in Rio.
Well, he doesn't need to clean and jerk then.
So, Karapetyan, third time.
Oh, very short, through his shoulders back. When you sit back on the weight, you lose the leg power, the leg drive.
And you know, this is a real pity because, you know, there is a man, he's now 10 kilos behind the Spaniard. You know, I do hate this when they, I know what they do when they, you know, underestimate it, but, it actually, you know, imagine if he'd been in this group.
Yeah, but you look on the flip side, these guys in the A group have clearly put in totals that they are not capable of. They're still starting within the rules, within 20 kilos. But on the flip side, Sanchez has put in a realistic total. If anything, he's put in 8 kilos below what he did. He must have had some indication that he was capable of these weights.
Yeah.
And he was able to, if he wanted, put in similar totals. So that's either a coaching error or done out of choice. Solid lift from Simon Brandhuber, Germany.
Yeah, good start there, 137. New German talent emerging, particularly in the men's division. As you see, Vanik Avetisian now. Vanik, representing Armenia, has posted a total of 320. But remember, that man for the B group's already got 318. So, Avetisian, these boys have got to make their first lifts. They really do.
There's a lot of red on the scoreboard right now.
I know.
Why is this? Why is it? Is it because we're later into the evening? Most of these lifters will probably train around this time, so I don't think that's the issue.
Well, it's not an unusual time for lifting.
As an athlete as well, you don't tend to know what's going on the platform. You're in the warm-up room, you keep yourself to yourself, you remain focused. You don't really have much of an indication in terms of lifters failing or successful.
So the Frenchman, Bernardine King-Matin, bronze medalist last year at the Europeans in Georgia. Quite a character. And he actually snatched 146 kilos last year. So 137 kilos should be well within his compass, providing things have gone well. And the World Championships last year, 147. Now, that was only back in November.
You can see the arms not quite locked. That's just down to his own stature. He pointed to his elbows before he started the lift. That's absolutely fine. Starts very low in that set position. And seems to take the strain from there and corrects the position as the bar comes off the floor.
He's 25 now, and I think he's just beginning to really come into his own. I don't know how far he might go, but I think, you know, the next years are going to be, I think this and then one more Olympic cycle will be very interesting for him.
Yes, I think most weightlifters tend to come into their peak around mid to late 20s, and he's coming into his prime.
Avetisian. Already playing catch-up. Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, this is not an auspicious opening to this 69-kilo championship of Europe.
Well, this is the problem when you see lifters swinging the bar, throwing the shoulders back, the hips are going to come through as a result, and that puts outward trajectory on the bar.
I'm not so sure that one or two of these men here don't know what happened in the B group. I've got a suspicion that quite a few of them will actually know, and that creates a different sort of pressure.
It could well do. You know, if that's been broadcast in the warm-up room, then it can create a whole lot of anxiety, especially when these lifters are starting quite a bit
There you
short.
can see B group, Sanchez, Lopez. B group, Castro, Marino. And then the Frenchman just going into bronze medal position there, ahead of the German and Okiai. And still a couple of men to start their campaigns, and Avatisian out smartly, but under real pressure. Well, Zlatko Minchev of Bulgaria saved the day on his third attempt. And so has this man.
That's better. It's not perfect, but that will do.
But again, those men in the B group, another scalp has been claimed there. And it's not just about this, isn't it? It's about the kilos that they're going to find themselves down on those B group lifters, even when they go into the clean and jerk.
Do you know what? Sanchez of Spain has a huge clean and jerk as well, so it's not like he's just stood out on the snatch. These guys are going to have a job catching him.
I think you've got to look at the Albanian and the Russian. Perhaps Sergei Petrov might be the man tonight. But now, representing Belarus, 20 years of age, Artyom Shagov, first attempt, 138.
Well, not really sure what to say on this, David. There's an awful lot of failures. I didn't expect to see this. We've had some really consistent, good technical lifting in the group so far, but there, Bar swings around his knees, kicks the bar out in front off his thighs. So hard to stop the momentum once it's overhead. These are far from perfect technical lifts.
Well, it's like a mini infection, isn't it? Because particularly on the first attempts, I mean, first attempts, quite seriously, you would expect to come out and make your first attempt.
You would, and we've got over half of the lifters that have started so far have failed first attempts. Look at this, you've got one lifter, 4 coaches. There's too many people surrounding the athlete. Just let them have some space.
Well, I'm actually lost for words, Mikhailo, on this. You know, this is absolutely what I did not expect. And, you know, when you put this in perspective, I mean...
Well, that was a better lift technically, kept the bar a lot closer.
But we have to, in this Olympic year with the Games in Rio, we also have to factor in, you know, the world standard. And you take someone like Shi Jiang, who's a great lifter, represents China, and, you know, he snatched 158 kilos. And, you know, look where these guys are in relation to that.
Yeah, there's a bit of a void, isn't there? Yeah.
I mean,
Could well turn around, though, this competition. We've still got lifters yet to start.
but it's interesting that the European snatch record is 165 kilos, and it was set by Georgi Markov of Bulgaria back in Sydney 2000. So that tells you something about the category of lifting, you know, over the last 15 years in this category. Well, this is make or break yet again. And he's produced it when he needed to.
I think he's tweaked his elbow, you know. He was holding that elbow as he walked off. I thought he was holding it in the warm-up room just a minute ago. But it's a good fight. He has to work really hard in that bottom position to stabilise himself.
Yeah, he's moved into overall, snatch third position there. But still, the two Spaniards, Castro Marino and David Sanchez Lopez, still ahead. Now, Sergei Petrov coming out as planned at 140 kilos. I think this could be one man. And hopefully that's not the commentator's curse. He's going to get his first attempt in.
Solid as. Just like his teammate yesterday, who came away with a silver medal, Felix Kalibekov, I believe, is backstage with him now, helping him warm up as well. It's a much better attempt.
So that splits the two Spaniards from the B group, and Petrov goes into second place, and he's got two more attempts to get on terms with David Sanchez Lopez on 143, who's still looking pretty strong for a medal, but there are other dangers out there, and Simon Brandhuber for Germany has had a bit of a long wait here for this 3 kilo increase for his second attempt. So prowling around.
It's tough, you know, when you've got maybe 10 minutes to kill between attempts. What do? Do you sit back and chill out? Do you take a couple of extra lifts to keep ticking over? Each athlete is different. Well, that was lacking spark through the middle part of the lift. Didn't get enough upward momentum on the bar. Well, hopefully that's woken his legs back up. You can just see here, tips forwards, a bit on his toes, not too bad, good extension, good change in direction. Only just out.
So, Bernardine Matam coming out now. Now, he's got one. Now, 143 kilos is the target, at least to match up. He is actually lighter than David Sanchez, but this is the second step on that journey. He's got one more attempt after this.
That's another solid lift. Good to see a lifter now getting more than one successful lift. 2 out of 2.
Quand on est fort dans un mouvement, on suit le mouvement, on attend le mouvement quand il vient. C'est pas mal ça, man.
Simon Brandhuber coming out for his third attempt, final attempt on 140. Better than the last attempt, really good. Just tells that break between the first and second attempt was maybe a bit too long. Here he's only had a couple of minutes and he's come back out on fire.
Yeah, it's lifted him up to fourth place, but only fourth because of the body weight differences. He's just behind Sergei Petrov and Bernardine Matam, who's in sixth place, and Lopez of Spain still leading. Still two lifters to start, though. Worth mentioning that Danila Ismailov of Turkey, and also the Albanian, and this is Brikan Salya. But this is the Turkish 19-year-old, second attempt, 141. 5 kilo increase. not to be.
No, not to be. And Sanchez is sat behind us in the stand here, and he sat very calm, very collected, just watching one lifter go and another bar go to ground. He must be getting pretty excited right about now.
Well, he'd be very frustrated if he ends up in 4th place.
Oh, worst place to finish. I finished there more times than I can remember. He'd rather come last than finish 4th.
So 142 kilos now for Brikan Salier of Albania, 26 years of age. And Brikan, who went to Houston and actually collected 143 kilos on his way to a total of 326 in the Houston Worlds. That's certainly the best performance that he's produced for quite a while. And there's Mr. Sanchez in the black jacket there, right in the center of your picture. No, madam, we're actually looking at the potential medalist there. There he is. So, very calm with just about 15 seconds to go here for this man.
Well, it's a good lift. Good enough for 2nd place. These guys are closing in now. And Sanchez just 1 kilo in it. 142 was the lift we've just seen.
And Brikan is lighter than David Sanchez Lopez, so that's also in his favor, and he's got 2 more attempts to come. Competed in London in the Olympics, 9th place, pretty respectable.
And I think we're going to see a number of lifters coming out on 143 now. The realization that they need this weight to go into the lead. Body weights are going to be a really important point.
Well, Matam of France coming out now, and you're exactly right, because this 143 weighed in at 68.26. The Spaniard who leads at 68.62. So this would put the Frenchman from 3rd place into 1st place.
L'extension, tu finis, déplace les pieds. Reste sur les appuis, toujours les appuis. Allez. La réaction derrière, man. Allez, mec, on se place, allez. Allez, man, tu peux, allez. Réagis, amène là-haut. Allez, go, très haut.
Dear, another.
Well, there's only 2 seconds left on the clock, which
He always takes his time, though. He knows exactly. All these lifters know exactly how long they have. There's a clock for them to see as they walk up.
No,
There's
it's
also
just
a clock on the stage.
It's the coach's heart rate that's going up.
It is. And he has a habit of dropping the bar like that as well.
And that, of course, was his 3rd attempt, and that leaves him down in 3rd place. So Mr. Sanchez getting a little bit more excited now. And Ahmed Okiai now. This is his 3rd attempt. Weighed in at 68.52. So again, he's lighter than the man in the lead. So this to jump him up from 9th place into the gold medal position. One by one, like milk bottles.
One by one. This happened to me once. So I won a medal for my B group at a World Juniors, and I remember sitting in the stand watching anxiously, and they just kept missing the weight. And all I can sense is the excitement going on behind us from the Spanish team. 3 lifters left in the competition. 3 lifters that could potentially knock Sanchez off the podium.
So Sergei Petrov out for his 2nd attempt and going for 144. So this would, with that kilo, put him clearly into the lead, the Russian.
Well, that was solid. That's a lead that he's now taken. Sanchez down into second, and that was solid. That was impressive.
Yeah, can't be gold anymore. Still might be silver. So it's Sergei Petrov from Russia on 144. David Sanchez Lopez, second place, 143. And Brikan Salya of Albania at the moment in third place. He's got 2 attempts left. Petrov's got 1. But you've still got one man who's yet to start.
Yes, he's in picture right now. 35.45 on the bar. Ooh, missed it. I think he missed that. Don't think he put it down prematurely. That was 145 that I believe he missed. He's posted to come out on 150.
Yeah, Dania Ismailov, the second of the 2 Turkish athletes and the defending European champion. So Brikan here with a 3-kilo lift to go ahead of the Russian and the Spaniard. That's good. That's the best of his lifts so far.
Yes, it is.
There's a real fluency to that.
That's it. Looks like Sanchez might just be pushed off the podium, making the assumption that Ismailov of Turkey comes out and nails at least one of his lifts. Well, you know what you said about finishing in 4th place, David.
Well, it is really frustrating if you sat at the back of the stands and you were looking at this and you were thinking, he's so near yet so far.
Goodness. Well, remember, he's still got a very strong clean and jerk, so he's, even though
he's still alive.
He's still alive, absolutely.
Now, can Petrov go 2 kilos ahead of Salya of Albania here with a 3rd attempt to make it 3 out of 3? Now, in terms of kilos lifted in competition at this body weight, this is new territory for him. Personal best, that's what he's going for. That's what he needs to put himself back into 1st place. Oh, yes, what a good sequence.
Well, 3 from 3, can't ask any more. He's going to be one happy man after the snatch. He's done everything he can now. He's just got to sit back and wait and see where he finishes on the snatch. But remember, we're only halfway through the competition. Needs to remain focused. He has every opportunity of finishing on the podium at the end of the competition. Really solid.
After so many failures, isn't it good to see one athlete like him really execute?
Well, we talk all the time about consistency winning medals, and at the moment the 2 that are in top place have both had, well, one of them's had 3 out of 3, the other one 2 out of 3, and here we see this is for 3 out of 3.
So this is another attempt at a personal best. 145 is previous best, so 147 on the bar here. So trying to go back into the lead. Not to be, and silver at best. Probably bronze, assuming Ismailov is, as you say, at least going to make one of the 3.
Yeah, he's just ripped a callus off his hand as well in the process, and that's because he's trying to yank the bar up. He's already got the hand taped, but he would have felt that rip underneath the tape.
So the bar going to 150, and with 1 attempt, Ismailov could take the gold medal and at the same time push David Sanchez Lopez down into 4th place. So you've got to respect this guy. He was third in the World Championships, behind Shizhong, behind Oleg Chen of Russia, who would be a big contender here because he had a snatch of 160 kilos at the World Championships. So Ismailov, originally from Turkmenistan, but now having transferred himself from Asia to Europe. Probably a lot to do with the support that he could get from the Turkish team and their squad and their setup. Well, in one swoop.
Well, we saw it earlier.
David Sanchez, you just saw him there, the moment of realisation.
Yeah, but he's still in with a shout, though, overall, and on the clean and jerk. But we saw it earlier with Kostova of Russia, how convincing she was coming in with all the other lifters having already finished. And we're seeing it again now with Ismailov of Turkey. Very impressive first attempt.
And there is the situation. So it's all down to Ismailov of Turkey to build himself out now a cushion of advantage. So this is where you don't want to over-egg the pudding. You want to actually do these in sensible steps so that you can give yourself the best advantage going into the second half.
Yeah.
Now, they've gone to 155, which is a 5-kilo increase. And there's Sergei Petrov, who's in second place. And at the moment, 3 kilos down on the current leader. And there's a heck of a difference being 3 kilos down as opposed to being 8 kilos down.
Yes, there is. And the two or three of the lifters in the medal positions at the moment, including Sanchez of Spain from the B group, posted a 170 to start on. So it looks to be closer on the clean and jerk. So right now, Ismailov is looking for every kilo he can advantage going into the clean and jerk.
Well, a 160 in the World Championships, so he's proved in recent times that he can deal with 155. But it's interesting, isn't it? What you've done before, however long ago or however recent it was, matters for nothing at the moment. The only thing that matters is how you feel, how you've prepared, how you've come out at this moment. This is what matters.
And if you see Ismailov now walking onto the stage looking very calm, very focused. He's just had a whiff of ammonium sulfate. If any of you want to know what that smells like, go and get some smelling salts from the chemist. Not very pleasant. He's had a slap on the leg, so he's got a huge amount of adrenaline going through his body right now. Needs to control it.
Petrov looking on, probably hoping that this man runs into trouble, but will he?
Oh, very nice. Just steadying himself. Doesn't matter the fact that he twisted on the platform, so long as his feet are in line.
Well, the first one looked very strong, and so I suppose not too surprising that he has got the 155. But where does he go from now? What would you say? I mean, we know that he's done 160, but is that the right thing to do at this moment?
Well, he's got a 5-kilo advantage. I'd probably go 158.
Yeah.
Depends how confident he's feeling. I think that was heavier than it probably looked.
But, you know, 8, if he goes to 158...
Whoa,
that would give
161.
Him a... Oh!
161, new personal best. What are the records? What is it? It's 165.
165 is the European snatch record, which, as I mentioned earlier, has stood for a heck of a long time, since the Sydney Olympics.
Well, he's closing in on it. Just see the coach a second ago pouring the water into his mouth. He doesn't want to hold the bottle. He doesn't want his hands to get wet.
Incidentally, Turkey leading the medal table with 5 golds, 2 silvers and 2 bronze medals ahead of Romania. And so far, 11 countries have collected medals. We're only on day 3 of the championships. 11 out of 40 nations who are competing in what is the biggest ever European weightlifting championships, boosted by, of course, the fact that this is also the final opportunity for athletes to have a chance to qualify for the Rio Olympic Games.
Well, this is a big lift in personal best attempt, 161. This will give him a huge 11, is it 11 kilos?
Yeah, it is an 11, and body weight.
And the rest.
Yeah,
11,
remember.
12, 13, 14 kilos. 14 kilo advantage and body weight.
Yeah, really at the light end of the class, 68.25. That's an advantage worth having as well.
Five seconds. Oh, it's there. He's strong enough.
Well, I should think that Petrov and the others are pretty pleased about that because, well, it was going to be horrible, but at least the deficit for Petrov is now restricted to 8 kilos and 9 to Salya of Albania. And in 4th place, the man from the B group, David Sanchez Lopez, who lifted earlier in the day, but he is a full 12 kilos off the money. But the clean and jerk was impressive, 175 kilos, and he could still be in good stead, as you see the order. And too much red about that for our liking. Too many failures as we come to the halfway stage. So we'll take a little break, and we'll be back to set up the clean and jerk after this. Well, a very good evening to you once again, particularly those of you joining us at the halfway stage in this men's 69 kilo category, and a chance to reflect on the men who occupy the gold, silver and medal and bronze medal positions at this moment in time, and occupied by Albania, Russia and Turkey. Frikken Salya of Albania with 145 kilos on his second attempt, getting ahead and finishing just a couple of kilos behind the Russian Sergei Petrov. Did absolutely nothing wrong, 3 out of 3, and 147 kilos for the Russian. Really good technique, looking really strong, and he's given himself a platform from which to attack going into the second half of the competition. But the man who really dominated the snatch phase waited until everybody had finished, and Dania Ismailov of Turkey, 155, leading the way with an 8 kilo advantage. So those the men who at the moment are in the best positions. But if you are just joining us, just to emphasize that David Sanchez Lopez ended up in 4th place. He was the best man in the B group earlier on in the day with 143 kilos. A very good clean and jerk of 175 gives him a total of 318 kilos, and in, so to speak, is the leader in the clubhouse, sitting right behind us in the stands. But there you have the current state of play, and Ismailov of Turkey with an advantage which he built up, but he may well need. So looking ahead here, Mikhaila Breeze alongside myself, David Goldstrom, and the first thing to tell you is that Dejan Minchev, who took a very painful bar on his back, has, well, predictably retired from the competition, and I couldn't imagine him doing anything else. So just about time to get underway, and There you'll see in a moment the confirmation that Dejan Minchev, the older of the two Minchev brothers from Bulgaria, has retired from the competition. There it is, confirmation. And this is what happened to him earlier on, and this is why he's no longer with us. And, well, if he has hurt himself, which I'm pretty sure he has, we wish him well for a speedy recovery. So sit back with Michaela Breeze and myself, David Goldstrom, and enjoy a competition which took quite a while to get going in the snatch. Lots of failures early on. But here is the surviving Minchev brother, Zlatko, 10 years younger than Dejan. And he only just kept himself alive in this competition by making 133 kilos at the very last attempt. So when you consider that the leader's got 155 and this man only brings forward 133, it's tough.
That's a very strong power jerk. The jerk was more convincing than the clean.
I was really pleased about that for him, and I'll tell you why, because he's still in the under-23 ranks. Had a miserable time in the first half of the competition. Good to come out here and gets a relatively straightforward clean. Couple of steps forward, though. All of this uses extra energy, but he's strong overhead, isn't he?
He is. He's got really good leg development for a, say, a youngster. Okay, he's still in the under-23 ranks. I guess he's fully developed now, but great leg drive to get the bar overhead.
Armenia. Oh, well, you could see the bar way out in front of him there.
Yeah, he's trying to push himself away from the bar. It's very army, the lift. As soon as the bar comes off the floor, he's ripping it up with his arms. Not the tidiest of lifters. Very strong, though. Here, you've got to drive with the legs. He's trying to push, and he pushes himself away, never fully underneath the bar. The coach trying to calm him down a little by the looks of it.
So at the moment, Karapetyan due to come out and follow himself. Just looking at one or two of the starting weights. Ismailov, who leads the competition, 175 on the board. Petrov in second place, 170. And the Albanian, Salia, just looking at 175 as well.
There's 100 kilos on the bar for Petrov, just warming up.
So, Karapetyan, only 1 out of 3 in the first half, so the stats are not good.
I don't know if you saw the coach putting the towel over his head a second ago, wiping off the sweat. It is hot here, but at the same time, he also pulled his ears to give him that boost of adrenaline. That's why his ears are glowing.
Badly needs this.
No.
Oh, no.
Back foot went. Again, sign that the hips are behind the bar. If he'd split nice and evenly, he would have had the weight distribution 50-50 on both legs, but he had more weight on the front leg, and that's why his foot was able to slip. Clean was strong enough. You need to see this from the side, really. You can see the hips behind the bar there. Here we go. Watch the hips now as he lands. Not good enough. The weight distribution has to be far more even. Well, he's a man in trouble. Not only has he failed two, he's following himself. I think the coach is probably asking him, do you want me to put the bar up, give you a bit more time?
European clean and jerk record, Galibin Boevski, 196 kilos, Sydney Olympics.
This is David Sanchez from the B group. That was the 170 that he did earlier today. You can see the fight to stabilize underneath the bar. 175 is the weight that he posted. That's the weight to beat.
Yeah, just for good measure, Robert Joachim of Germany, 3 good clean and jerk attempts, 165, albeit 10 kilos below the Spaniard, but 3 out of 3 for a total of 297. Not a bad performance by him. So those B group performances were decent, Mikhaila. Now, well, we've seen quite a few save the day. Is this going to be the moment for this man?
Well, this is tough. He's had to follow himself on each of the lifts. Not much recovery time. He's still blowing from the previous attempt. He's fired up, though. That's better.
Yeah.
He needs to recover. And he does.
Well, he only just got the split right. But he's got the 3 white lights, and that's 2 out of 6. That's still not a great day at the office.
No, it's not a great day, but it is a great recovery. It's a sign of a true champion when you can come out and make the 3rd attempt, having missed 2. You can see they're much more evenly split with the feet. Well, that's
so
the hard way of doing it.
He finishes with a total of 293 kilos. And now Simon Brandhuber. I wonder how this second half of the competition is going to suit him.
Well, the Germans are renowned for having very good jerks.
Well, he did 165 in America in the World Championships. That's the best he's ever done in clean and jerk, so he's starting just 4 kilos shy of that.
Oh, no, not so good.
Well, there was a press out anyway.
Never went to arm's length, did it?
No.
Well, this is a slow start to the competition. That said, Minchev of... No, who's coming out now?
Well, this is Ahmed Okiay for Turkey.
A couple of lifters wanting 161.
Yeah, in 10th place at the halfway stage. Again, another lifter who only made 1 out of 3 in the first half of the competition. So it's really hard to get back into things when you've only made 1 out of 3.
Oh, that was a tough first clean. Just adjusting it off the windpipe. Oh, brilliant overhead. Needs to steady himself, though. Almost over-jerked. Got to be careful doing that the arms don't go to lock and then come back out.
Well, that zoomed him into 2nd place. So he's only now, in terms of the total, behind David Sanchez Lopez. On the other hand, Sanchez Lopez continues to lead in the clean and jerk. 175 is the figure to keep in mind, and we're only at 161. So that's why that clean and jerk looks very decent. But there are plenty of men starting around the 170, 175 range. Now.
No, it's press out.
Can't give him that.
Nope, the buzzer went. The referees have made their decision before he even moved his feet back in line. As soon as the referees see that there's a fault, they will make their decision, press their buzzer. Clean was tough, and it's only going to get harder. He's following himself, 2 minutes to recover. He's under pressure now.
Jetzt ganz cool zu tun. Ganz cool. Mit der Fettstange geht's nicht.
Well, 1:30 on the clock. He's on his feet, just keeping the blood flowing. You don't want to sit down for too long. The legs switch off. He's wound up right now. Let's see what he's got. One attempt remaining to stay in the competition.
Now, at this stage of the competition, you really need to execute the clean with the greatest of economy so that you have as much strength left as possible to jerk this overhead.
Do, but his cleans have not been looking that strong.
I know, but that's why I'm emphasizing that this time of all times, he's got to make this. Come on, come on. That's better. Now, possibility. Come on, come on, come on. Good enough for me. What about you?
Yep, I'm happy with that.
Well done. Saved the day. Got his total.
Well,
301.
he's going to be annoyed, but at the same time, you've got to look back and reflect that he pulled it out of the bag when it mattered. He's made a total. He's got the points.
Yeah, he's in his early 20s. I think we can expect more for him over the years to come. Well, the bar at 164 for Zlatko Minchev. Now, I thought the first clean and jerk attempt was pretty good. Obviously, much more comfortable in this discipline.
Yes, he was very strong overhead. Just a bit of chalk on the shoulders, that as if he's a bit sweaty, which most of these guys are. It's very warm in here. Just stops the bar slipping off the shoulders. The chalk is essential for the grip. See the lifters trapping their thumb between the fingers and the bar. It's called hook grip. Ooh, as he dipped, his backside stuck out. Ideally, you want to keep the body nice and straight when you dip. I think he went a bit dizzy after the clean. Let's watch now. Here he catches the bar high on the windpipe. You can see him shake it off, trying to get rid of that dizziness. Hips behind the bar. Not as convincing as the first attempt, David.
No, and I'm a bit surprised, actually. I was expecting good things.
Yeah, I was as well. I think we'll see a better attempt on his third.
Ismailov, the man who leads at the halfway stage. Early stages of his warm-up.
Just playing with 70 kilos. That's probably the first set that he would have taken. Trying to stay warm.
That's the state of play in the clean and jerk, as you can see there. And the two men from the B group there at the moment leading the way. But at the bottom there, you can see Ismailov to start, Matam to start. Well, a whole host of them at the moment. So Minchev following himself. I'm quite interested to see how Petrov is going to get on in this clean and jerk phase. Part of the game, as you well know, Mikhaila, when you enter the opening weight for the first attempt is to not give all your cards away. Play them a little close to your chest. So 164 kilos. For a total of 297.
Oh, he had that. He was past the sticking point. Oh, that's a shame.
Well, it's another lifter who finishes with only 2 out of 6.
Oh, he's on his toes.
So, Artyom Shagov for Belarus. Eighth at the interval. Brings forward 138 kilos.
Oh, easy clean. Well, something tells me he prefers the clean and jerk to the snatch. That looked very strong.
Did indeed, and that's put him straight up into second place. But at this moment in time, in terms of the overall competition, he's still 15 big kilos off the leader.
Yes, I'd expect to see at least a 5 kilo increase between that attempt and his next.
Well, here comes a 4 kilo increase for Mr. Okyay of Turkey. And this would tip him to 301, which by virtue of lighter body weight would put him just ahead of Simon Brandhuber of Germany, who's currently in third place. Second attempt.
It's there. The timing was better on that attempt than his first. How many more kilos he has to go, we'll have to wait and see, but that was a lift that looked close to his limit. Do you have his best clean and jerk down?
Yeah, I do.
162.
It's just the one you've seen.
Yeah. Maybe we didn't give him the credit that he was due there. That was a new personal best. Does he have another one in him, maybe?
Well, it'd be good. Remember, he's only 19, so he's still in the junior, let alone the under-23 ranks. European junior champion last season, totaled up 300, and now he's got 301.
It's Petrov that we're seeing in picture.
Interesting enough, he got 301 in Houston. 140, 161, 301. That was the journey he took, but in the snatch today, only 136, so he's having to make it up on the clean and jerk kilos. Sergei Petrov about to come out in a moment, but no, the bar changing again, going to 170. And I can tell you that Petrov's gone to 171. Matam of France has gone to 172. Salia of Albania has gone to 175. And Ismailov on 175 as well, and also Avatisian. So this game is far from over. And those are opening attempts. So I think this is a little tester, if that's the right description for it. A 5 kilo increase for Okyay.
This will be a huge personal best if successful.
Oh.
Well, he gave it a go. That's all you can ask.
Well, there are those moments when you've got to do exactly that, and that was one of them. You've got to try. You've got to put the kilos on the bar, but
just through shoulders back, kick the bar in front. Not quite strong enough today.
So now Mr. Petrov just got up a kilo from his original opening weight, or the weight he proposed. So again, one has to take it from there that the warm-up has gone reasonably well. This is the man who lies in second place at the halfway stage, but 8 kilos behind the other Turk, Ismailov.
Nice, great overhead. Worked hard on the clean, but is far superior in the jerk phase. And I think he's got his work cut out now to try and stay on top of that podium.
And as you rightly indicated there, David Sanchez Lopez, who led after the B group, now surpassed by virtue of the lighter body weight of Petrov into first place. So the Spaniard drops to second, and Shagov of Belarus is in third spot at the moment. And Ismailov.
140, that was a power clean. Solid jerk, looking comfortable in his preparations. We've still got a good few minutes before we'll be seeing him.
Now here's another athlete I think might be happier now that we've reached the clean and jerk phase. Bernardine Matam, one of so many Matams in the family, many of them, of course, originating from the Cameroon, where France has found many a good lifter, brought them to France, given them all the support that they need to progress.
To work hard all the way through. You saw the unusual position after the clean. He's able to actually rest the bar right on top of his clavicles, on top of his collarbone, to move his hands really, really wide. Here
takes him into third place, by the way, Mikhaila, now.
Yeah, really fast under the bar, uses the whip to stand up. Nicely underneath the bar, good position. Doesn't have the best elbow and shoulder lock. He's quite heavily built in the arms to compensate.
So the bar going to 175 now. This is the 175 is the same as David Sanchez Lopez achieved in the B group. So Avatisian out here. So this for the lead in the clean and jerk.
Well, that's an aggressive lift. Really good effort.
So it's pulled him up from 9th place to 4th overall. So that's a very decent start by him. And now, unfortunately for the Spaniard who's still sitting behind us, they're beginning to breathe all over him now, Mikhaila.
Yeah, they've caught him, they've reined him in. Well, he definitely did a good job of putting the pressure on, and I don't imagine for 1 minute coming into this competition that Sanchez expected to be as close as he has been.
But the performance is really good. He's earned really good points for his team.
Oh, absolutely. He's incredible points, and these are probably points that were not expected, so it's a bit of a bonus for the Spanish this evening.
Yeah, just to remind everybody that when we talk about points, we're talking about points that can equal places in the Rio Olympic Games. Of course, it's all about medals, gold, silver and bronze, and predominantly for the overall total. But the extra spice to these championships is the qualification for Rio. Now, Sergei Petrov, very strong overhead. At the moment, this is the man in the lead with a total of 318. 4 kilo increase.
Nice, very nice. I think, no, he hasn't stood still yet.
Well, he got
gave
the buzzer.
him the buzzer a little prematurely.
So he pulls clear. Now, he's the man they'll be trying to rein in.
Yeah, look at this. Great extension as the bar's still moving up. He's dropping under. Uses the timing to perfection. Stands straight out.
Now, what for me is interesting is you see this here. Well, you can't see the feet, actually, which is really the important part to show that he really is in control. But this man, Artyom Shagov, this is typical. Same situation for Avetisian and Matam.
Oh, well, he's struggling to recover.
No, it just took too much.
And that is just down to position. Oh, he's almost gone. Help him down the stairs, please. He's okay, just lack of oxygen there. In contrast to the lifter we've just seen, that was technically a little bit ropey. Oh. Okay, clean, hit him at the bottom. Had to work harder than he wanted on the jerk. Now, when he lands on the jerk, watch his back foot. Toes sticking out to the side, back foot flat, and that's why he can't recover. He's got nothing to push off from. Ties himself in a knot, and he's used too much energy.
Now, just looking at this, Michaela, interesting situation with Matam. He's 9 kilos behind Petrov now, but he's got 2 attempts, but it's still 9 kilos. And Avetisian, even though he made the 175, he's actually now 10 kilos behind. So that last attempt there of Petrov, 175, very, very important. He's got one more attempt, of course, and Ismailov is still waiting in the wings, but so is the Albanian. And is he going to be the joker in the pack here, Salia? There you can see the state of play in the clean and jerk rankings. There's Sanchez in the heart of the picture there.
Well, he's watching anxiously right now. I cannot imagine that Shagov is going to be successful with this lift. That last one took so much out of him. He was still recovering. Well, he's still recovering now, blowing very heavily. If he gets this, I'll be very impressed.
Well, he's put the bar to 176. So this for the outright lead in the clean and jerk, but you're absolutely right.
There's a better clean. Well, his back foot position was better, but the hips were behind the bar.
So for the moment, he's 5th in the overall rankings, 7th in the clean and jerk, but 2 failures. He'll look at the video with the coaches on this.
These lifters can't complain about the platform. This is more to do with positioning of the feet. If the weight distribution is even, he shouldn't have an issue.
Actually, the loaders have been excellent here.
They have.
They've been absolutely thorough about cleaning the bar and also cleaning off anything on the stage.
And have you seen how quick they're on and off the platform? It is a nightmare when you're a lifter, when the loaders are that quick. You just don't get any recovery time. Doing a very good job.
5 greyhounds we have doing the loading.
They are on and off that stage like.
Yeah, but it's great. That's the way it should be.
It is. Keeps the competition moving.
Yeah.
Keeps it flowing. There's no hesitations, no delays.
I mean, they're so good that they almost go unnoticed, really. Now, Albania and 177 for the first attempt of Brikan Salia of Albania. So, halfway stage, this man, of course, in the medals. In 3rd place, 2 kilos behind Petrov, the current leader.
No. I'm just looking at the scoreboard and looking over my shoulder at Sanchez. He needs one of these.
So Matam for France now, lying in 4th place and taking a 5 kilo increase. And this would push him into the overall bronze medal by virtue of lighter body weight. And this is only his 2nd attempt. But I hope he gets this. for the simple reason that then he can have that third attempt to really keep himself in the fight. Coach's heart rate going up.
He knows how long he has. He looked at the clock then. Oh, I buried him. Great leg strength to stand. No, he's gone.
Hit. Oof. Now that could have been nasty, but...
Well, I talk about the body position and the fact that if your feet are nice and even, you shouldn't be slipping, but there are a lot of lifters.
Well, loaders are on the stage now, absolutely, you know, wiping it dry, trying to get...
I haven't actually stepped foot onto the platform myself to feel the surface. These platforms are pretty standard. Well, Salyer's ready to go. He's not waiting.
But you can't complain about the loaders. I mean, again, you know, in there, very thorough. Well, we'll get all the angles in a moment, and that'll show, particularly from the side.
The clean was good enough, not much wrong with that. Very, very deep receiving position. Need to see this from the side. Here we go. Dip straight, drive straight, landed. Nah, hips are behind the bar. It's going to put the lumbar spine under pressure and the shoulders. That's the reason they're slipping. They're not in a good position.
So Sergei Petrov, well, this is for 6 out of 6. And he did go up to 180, but he's brought it back to 178.
Hold it, no. Well, we started the snatch poorly and finished it well. We started the clean and jerk well, and we're finishing it with a lot of failures. But this is the pressure end of the competition, David. This is where the lifters are fighting for medals.
Well, the kilos that he wanted there were to secure effectively the silver medal position. That's what he wanted, because he's got 322. Sanchez Lopez, let's
still in bronze
remind
medal.
ourselves, you know, he's still in third place. But remember also, there's a man out there, Avatisian, who's still got a couple of attempts. So he potentially is the danger, certainly, to the bronze and silver medalists. Now Matam, he's down to 4th. He gets this, he goes into overall bronze.
Oh, hits him hard again. No.
No.
Oh, goodness me. It's a really good idea to move your leg if you're going to let the bar go behind. Okay, we've got the doctor here has asked for a timeout. He's not happy, I don't think, with the platform. What he's saying is too many lifters are slipping. Let's see if we can hear what's being said.
Yeah, so...
Okay, we've got Salya who's come out onto the platform to take his lift. They're going to allow him to carry on. Cannot stand. Doesn't have the legs, no.
And that takes him effectively out of the competition, because that was a third attempt failure and he hasn't got a total. So you know what's happened here, don't you? That David Sanchez Lopez is still in the overall bronze medal position, and the man who is left to really deny him that is Vanek Avetisian, who has put the bar up 6 kilos.
And this is the weight he needs to go ahead of Sanchez on body weight. He's the next lifter due out onto the platform. He's got 2 attempts at this.
Yeah. Sanchez Lopez weighed in at 68.62, Avetisian 68.61, and he's biting his nails behind us, Sanchez. So if Avetisian gets this, he goes ahead of Sanchez. He'll be denied yet again a medal. If he misses it, he's still got 1 more attempt.
Oh, goodness me.
No, oh.
No, his arms come out of lock.
No, it's out of lock.
And his feet were not in line either. I don't think that's a good lift.
No, you can't. And the 3 referees are with us, and Sanchez, who is sitting behind us.
No, he's not. He's standing up. He can't.
Here you can see it again.
Just there, his arm comes out of lock. His feet are not in line. He doesn't have to be facing forwards. Ooh, 1 to go.
Yeah, Estefania One sitting right behind him there. And there you can see the situation. Avetisian. Now, remember, Ismailov, he's won the competition. There's no doubt about that. But the reality is, it's all about now Avetisian. If Avetisian comes out and gets this 3rd time, Sanchez will be out of the medals. But I don't know.
He's following himself.
Yeah.
He's ripped his hand on the bar. I guess that's one way of getting a bit more time to recover. By the looks of it, Ismailov was called. Oh, no, it's gone back to... OK, he's got 2 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes from now. And that delay was because they were cleaning the bar.
And Ismailov has posted 182 for his next effort, but he doesn't have to worry. He's got 333. Petrov is secure in 2nd place for the overall silver. And Ismailov and Petrov are 1 and 2 in the clean and jerk rankings. Sanchez Lopez is out of the clean and jerk medals in 4th place, but he's clinging on by his fingernails.
And he is literally praying behind us.
Yeah, he's...
Wow. Can you believe it?
They're all going.
At this stage, to potentially win a medal from the B group. I tell you what now, if Avetisian misses this, we're going to have the roof lifted off behind us, David. Yeah,
you're absolutely right. The whole Spanish group is sitting behind us. They'll be on their feet. So it's either Avetisian here for the bronze, or it's the Spanish. It's one way or the other. There he is. The clean will tell us a lot.
Well, the last clean was hard, and he so nearly had it. Oh, is that...
No! And it's... Yeah, he's on his way. There they are. He's won the bronze medal from the B group.
Unbelievable. It's not very often these days that you see that happen. The rules are in place to try and prevent that from happening. But I tell you what, there's some serious Spanish celebrations going on behind us right now. There we go. Well, unfortunate to see Avetisian miss the lift.
Yeah, well, if you want to find a party in town tonight, find the Spanish. Simple as that. So Ismailov, let's give him due respect. All this is going on, but he's on the stage now, and it's Ismailov 182. So Turkey have got another championship here.
He's already won all 3 gold medals here. But it's 182 now. This is a personal test, see how far he can push himself.
Yeah, he's just a kilo behind what he did in America at the World Championships when he won that overall bronze medal. Oh! Well,
but you look at the position of his back foot.
Yeah.
That's going to cause a terrible bend in his back knee. It doesn't look pretty, and it's quite dangerous. Are we blaming the platform? I'm not sure. I don't know. We've still got the doctor that's on duty having serious discussions about this. He's trying to almost get the competition stopped. He's tried once before to say enough, we need to stop the competition. There's only 1 attempt remaining now. Do they let this carry on?
Well, he's got a 3rd and final attempt, but as you rightly said, it's all decided now. Ismailov for Turkey has won the championship at 69 kilos, and Sergei Petrov 5 out of 6, and he's secure in the silver medal position. And David Sanchez Lopez, well, I think in a way a real deserved medal for what he did in the B group, because it's one thing to go in the B group, but of course you can only beat the people who are there, and you have no idea how to react.
Sure.
You can't react to what happens in the evening.
He's gone out there and he's tested himself. He's done the very best that he can, and I think there's only one thing to say: muy bien.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, he's gone from behind us now. I guess he's gone backstage.
Yeah, Hasan Akush. He's got his flag and he's going backstage now. Hasan
he doesn't know where he's going.
The General Secretary was trying to find him because in fact, the assistant to the General Secretary is now guiding him backstage.
And David, he's come out in his tracksuit top, but he's wearing his jeans. He's not even kitted out for a medal ceremony.
So just over a minute for Ismailov to come out now.
He's put the bar from 182 up to 190. This is a huge increase, considering he just missed that previous attempt.
What he talked about earlier in the day and yesterday about athletes going to test themselves in advance of the Olympic Games, and this again could be something of a test.
What have you got his best clean and jerk as? He's got 183. Has he done more than that?
No.
183. So why is he going 190? Maybe it's a
test. Interesting enough, Shi Jiang of China, who won the gold in the Worlds, 190 was his clean and jerk.
Okay.
I'm not suggesting there's any connection with that, but it's just
I think this is a huge ask. That last jerk did not look anywhere close.
So, last man standing. Already 3 golds in his pocket.
Oh, almost let go of the bar. No. Well, with a straight back leg, foot in that position, hips behind the bar. He had a go. That's probably the best clean that he's ever done.
Well, the twists and turns, and we had all of that tonight. And, well, the Spanish party is definitely on. Overall bronze medal, though. That's a terrific step forward for David Sanchez Lopez.
Oh, a huge step forward. And, I mean, to explain what it's like, I mean, I've done it once before to win a medal from a B group, and that feeling when you're just watching and watching and hoping, and when people keep missing lifts, you get 1 or 2 bombers, and suddenly you're on the podium. So happy for him. But I think they're having a discussion now as well about the platform. They'll probably scuff it up a little bit, take a bit of the shine and the slipperiness off it, maybe embed some resin or something to give the athletes a slightly better grip. But see the final results.
So this the winning lift, and still the total results to come to immediately after this attempt.
That was the 178 that he was successful with, enough to win the gold.
And so at the end of the 69-kilo competition, 333, the winning total. Petrov solid in silver for Russia. David Sanchez Lopez, the best day of his weightlifting career.